Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Sports Extra. I'm your host Ahmed Nawaz with the latest roundup of sports today. Let's take a look at our lineup. First of all, we talk about Pakistan's test series against Australia. The team is there for a three-match test series that starts on the 14th of this month with the first test match at the Optus Stadium in Perth. Now, the team has been undergoing some training as well, so that was a good sign. Before that, they were also hosted by Pakistan's ambassador to Australia as well, Mr. Zaid Hafiz Chaudhary hosted them for a great time amongst the Pakistani community, and the team looked in great spirits. And then, of course, when they move on to professional training, they've been exceptional. They've been, I think the confidence that the team is carrying, courtesy of the skipper Shan Masood, all the pep talk that we've seen, some of the pre-departure press conferences, everything. I think the team is really looking up to the challenge. So like I said in the last couple of shows in the last week as well, that I'm glad that we get to focus now on cricket, which should be the talk of the town, not other things that have been happening as well, because indirectly or directly it does affect the players. So I think the task at hand, Australia have also announced what squad they're going with in the first test match. They want to give David Warner a farewell test match as well. And we've talked about the fact that Australia is a team that like to choke you. If they sense an opportunity, they won't let you get up. So that's where Pakistan really needs to, I think, play calculated cricket against Australia. So we'll be talking about the combinations, what's good for Pakistan, this Optus Stadium, what does it say? Everything is going to be discussed in detail. Then, of course, we move on to PSL fever, where the trades are still open. Islamabad United have bagged the pace sensation Naseem Shah. I think that is a big move now, and if you talk about Abrar Ahmed and Mohammad Wasim Jr., they will now be making their way to Quetta Gladiators. So I think the trade was on the cards, but everybody was skeptical of where Naseem Shah is going to end up, and I think Islamabad United have really beefed up their chances now, considering that they were short on Hassan Ali. But I think getting in Naseem Shah is going to be a big boost for them and their chances in the PSL as well. So we'll talk about that in detail. Then we move on to the Pakistan women's cricket team that have created history. The girls in green have beaten the Kiwis for the very first time in 9 T20 internationals that they've played against them, and they've won the first match of the three-match series as well. They chased the target down with relative ease. They bowled very well. They batted very well. So I think congratulations to our girls in green, because like I said, this is history that has been made, that for the very first time they get to beat New Zealand. They've played, like I said, a couple of T20s, but never ended up on the victory note. So 9 games amongst these two teams, and finally we've got a victory. And it's always good if you're winning the first match on an overseas tour. I think that says a lot. And then I think in detail we'll discuss this. And then, of course, we move on to the test series between Bangladesh and New Zealand, where Bangladesh have beaten New Zealand, and they're on the cards right now as well, because obviously you got to give them credit. They're always a very confident side when it comes to particular conditions that suit them, but I think they need it after a disastrous World Cup campaign. This side really needs to get back up as well, although this is a test side, I think, but still, if you talk about the ICC World Test Championship, every game matters. So we will be discussing this in detail. Time now to introduce our guest. First of all, in studios, we're very honored to be joined by former Dutch player and Dutch international coach as well, somebody who's not just played the game but has talked about it as well, and of course preached it as well, as I always say. Mr. Asim Khan joins us in studios this time. Assalamu alaikum, sir. How are you?
Assalamu alaikum, ji.
Sir, great to have you on the show. Thank you very much for joining us. We've also been joined by a cricket commentator and cricket expert, Kashif Shabir. Assalamu alaikum, sir. How are you?
Wa alaikum assalam. All well. Thank you.
Great to have you, sir. We've also been joined by sports expert Ali Mehdi. Assalamu alaikum, Ali. How are you?
Welcome, Sam. I'm very well.
Great to have you as well, Ali. Now, we'll talk all about this in detail. We've also been joined by senior sports journalist Syed Haider. Assalamu alaikum, sir. How are you?
Wa alaikum assalam. I'm very fine. Okay.
I'm very well, sir. Thank you for joining us as well. Sir Asim, the task at hand at Australia, it's never been an easy tour. And I feel for some of these guys, not just from the Pakistan's playing perspective, but also part of the management, the first assignment that they get is Australia. So I think that's a bit harsh, but then again, cricket goes on. Certainly a tour to look forward to, but what are certain things that Pakistan team should be calculating in this tour?
Definitely, this very tough tour for Pakistan. I mean, the hard task Pakistan team got this time against Australia. And Australian is a very, I mean, they're playing in home grounds, and also they are very used to with that wickets, and Pakistan have most youngster with the team. So I must say the Pakistan, good luck Pakistan, and perform there, because we have also world-class bowlers and batsmen in the team as well, along with the youngsters. So I mean, Pakistan It's not a bad team against Australia. My point of view, Pakistan have some good prospect in Australia.
But Sir,
definitely.
Sir Asim, if I may get the opportunity to discuss something that becomes your specialty as well. Now, some of our fast bowlers are up to the challenge as well, but there is a slight adjustment you need to make in your length when you're playing in Australia, when you move on to these Asian conditions. So how is it going to be for them if you talk about, they've got to go through longer spells and everything in between as well, and hitting that right length when you talk about Australia?
You have Hassan Ali with you, and you have experienced. He's experienced guy, and also Captain Afridi. So both they are very experienced, and along with I prefer Wasim. Wasim is a very good bowler as well, and the youngsters along with them. So I mean the three fast bowlers Pakistan have, two spinners have. I mean that's a very good combination there in Australia. So let's see what depend on the wicket, what kind of wicket they're gonna face.
Absolutely. I think that is Optus Stadium, if you talk about it, is traditionally not the same wicket that we used to talk about over a historical perspective, but there are runs on this ground. So that is something that everybody gets an opportunity on as well. Sir Heather, how do you see the task at hand now? Of course, like I said, there's been a lot of positivity in the pre-departure press conferences. The team, they've been training well as well. All in all, how do you see the first test match on the 14th? Obviously, Australia want to make it a farewell for David Warner.
Yeah, exactly. You know, Australian tour is always very difficult for the Pakistan team. And especially at this moment, what the team is touring, Australia, they are not so well experienced like the teams they have been toured in the past. And we have only in our team only the one best batsman, Babar Azam. Otherwise, all the batters, they are struggling always in Australia. Now we have to see how they will manage it, because if your batting is not performing well, then definitely you have to depend on your bowling. Now your bowling side, if you see, Shaheen Shah Afridi is the first choice, and definitely he will perform very well. But which combination you will go with? Which combination you will go in the test match? Four fast bowlers or three fast bowlers and one spinner? I think I will suppose that they will go with the four fast bowlers: Shaheen Shah Afridi, Wasim Jr., and either Hassan Ali or Mir Hamza. I will prefer Mir Hamza there. Mir Hamza, Wasim Jr. Wasim Jr. is very exact bowler for the Perth pitch, because he has ability to bounce the ball there. And Mir Hamza, he is the like Shaheen Shah Afridi, he's a bowler. He can use the crease very nicely. So I think the bowling, if the bowlers can perform well, because I have come to know that the pitch will be very faster. It is an inlet pitch, and it will give some benefit to the bowlers. So Pakistani bowlers, they have ability to ball out the Australian team, and if the bowlers can perform well, then the pressure on the batters will be reduced. This is the main object of the Pakistan team, I think, and they are going with same strategy as I have said that. But who will be the fourth bowler? I will prefer with the Amir Jamal. Amir Jamal has a ability to bat also, and the ball he's bowling at 140 plus. So I think Amir Jamal, Mir Hamza, Shaheen Shah Afridi, and Wasim Jr. It can be a good Pakistan bowling attack. I'm sure that if they can perform well, then Pakistan will be in a good position in the Perth.
Absolutely. I think we've got to talk about all of this in perspective of a fact that, Kashif bhai, when we talk about Pakistan, for the very first time, I think it's the batting that we're more confident than the bowling. So that is a certain change in mindset. Otherwise, we always used to say that our batters haven't given enough runs to our bowlers to bowl at. But this time, it can be the opposite. There's been a rough patch for our bowlers. I understand the format was different in the World Cup and Asia Cup, but they're coming from a rough patch. So obviously, the way they start off in this test match is going to define the confidence that they carry in the three-match series.
Exactly. You are absolutely right, Ahmed, that this time Pakistani batting is better as compared to their bowling. But I think with the inclusion of Khurram Shehzad and Mir Hamza, that has given a strength to our bowling. But as you were talking about, and Heather bhai was also talking about the combination of fast bowlers, I think Pakistan will go very safe. They will not try something different for the first test match. It is going to be Hassan Ali, plus Shaheen Shah Afridi, the obvious choice, then maybe Mir Hamza and Amir Jamal. I think this is the combination that Pakistan will opt for the first test match. As Hyderabad was saying that this is going to be a fast track. If it is a fast track, then obviously we will have 4 pace attack bowlers and maybe 1 spinner in the form of Abrar. That can be the combination for Pakistan. But coming back to the batting, I think batting is the main strength for Pakistan this time, and especially when you have Shan Masood playing at number 3. And if the openers, they perform well and they can give a start of say 50 to somewhere between 50 and 100, I think that is going to be a very good start for Pakistan, because then you have Babar Azam and Saud Shakil and Mohammad Rizwan or maybe Sarfraz. So if all these players, they perform well, of any combination, any pair out of all these players, they perform well, and Pakistan can strike a good runs on the board, maybe around 250 or 300. That can give a very good chance for Pakistan to to manage the test match, because we all know that this is a very daunting task for Pakistan. It is a difficult series, and especially when it comes to the new captain Shan Masood, he is going to be the one who will be experimenting both with the batsman and with the bowler. So it is definitely a difficult task for Pakistan, but the first test match is very, very important, because that is going to set the pace for Pakistan, how the series will go up to. So all is up to the batsman and the bowler. Let's see how the combination goes well, how they play and how they perform in Australia.
Well, surprisingly, Ali Mehdi, like I said, that I see our batters getting some runs in this stadium. Now, this Optus Stadium, fairly a bit new than the rest of the stadiums in Australia, gives nothing away. There have been only 3 test matches, and thrice the team winning the toss has batted first and won the test match. So I think that, like I said, it gives nothing away, but like I said, runs are there. The average first inning score in just these 3 test matches, it's hard to take out any stats, but then again, in these 3 test matches, the average first inning score is about 446, second inning is 244, 214 in the third and fourth, and the highest recorded total is 598 for 4 by Australia against the West Indies, while the lowest total was 140 that was successfully defended as well in an India-Australia game. Gives nothing away, but like I see runs in this stadium.
Look, I see runs too, because you cannot compare this wicket to the traditionally fast whack-out surface we saw over the years, where it was regarded as you could say the Wild West of the cricket when it comes to playing Test cricket. Look, it's nothing compared to the Waka. The Waka was extremely bouncy. It was the bounciest wicket in the world, the toughest as a batsman to face. But when it comes to Optus Stadium away, it hasn't got that same charisma as the previous stadium too. It's a big stadium, beautiful stadium too, and you are going to have a drop in pitch. So when it comes to statistics, it's going to be difficult to assess, exactly what is best for this stadium. But it is definitely going to act. It's still going to be carry more bounce. It's going to have good carry too. If you look at the World T20, which actually took place at Optus Stadium, Pakistan played against Zimbabwe, and I remember there was India versus South Africa. I mean, even though it was white ball cricket, still there was pace and bounce in this wicket, so we shouldn't take anything for granted. And yes, there is going to be good pace and bounce on this, but if you want to do well, you will have to really play on the back foot mostly, because the thing with this is the ball is going to jump very high. So there are runs in this wicket. Our strength is our batting, but at the same time we have to be prepared to get an avalanche full of bouncers over here, because the likes of Hazelwood, the likes of Stark, which it hasn't been confirmed as yet whether he's going to be fit. If he's not going to be fit, then you could say the terror from Western Australia, Lance Morris, could actually play, and then at the same time Josh Hazelwood and Pat Cummins. So it's going to be quite a task, but look, we have to rely on our batting this time. Our batting is looking good and solid. We have to really get some runs if we want to have a chance to give our bowlers some wickets.
That is interesting, obviously, because like I said, and I think the talk of the town, Sir Asim, right now all over the world, it's not just Pakistan, is Babar Azam. And I understand that he might not be the skipper anymore, but there are still a lot of eyes on him. Even Australian cricket pundits know that he tends to do well in these conditions, and everybody wants to see a Babar Azam that is relieved of a lot of pressure right now.
Exactly, that is true. Babar don't have any pressure. He plays his own game and as a batsman. So I mean, this is a free for him, and he is a class batsman. He know how to adjust. He's the man who can change any time in any situation. He can bat, and he can change his stance as well, whatever need. So just one of my colleagues, he's talking about bowlers. So the wickets are very bouncy, no doubt. I used to play in Australia. There is a wickets, they are like a Weka is a very bouncy wicket. Very handy the leg spinners on that kind of wickets because the ball took the height and hard to hit and hard to play if the bouncy track have a leg spinners. Genuine leg spinner, I mean. So my point of view, the Pakistan should go for a leg spinner as well on that side.
So would you then rather go with a leg spinner than a left arm spinner? Because the choice, if Pakistan do play one spinner, they've got the opportunity of playing either Numan as a left arm spinner or Abrar Ahmed as almost a mystery spinner, which they consider him to be. Not enough matches behind his belt, I understand. But if they play two, then obviously both of them. But if there is a one option, as somebody who has been in the coaching realm and the playing realm, what would be the captain's first choice?
I think captain goes for a leg spinner. From my point of view, my personally, if I'm a captain, I'm going for a leg spinners.
Certainly. Sir Haider, like I said that I see our batters doing well. I want them to do well though. But I see Shan Masood, Babar Azam, I see Saud Shakil. You know, I have a lot of confidence for these guys. But then again, all eyes are going to be on Babar Azam, aren't they? Because people really want to see, especially Australians themselves, former cricketers from Australia, current cricketers, they understand the importance of a Babar Azam wicket.
Absolutely. Babar Azam is only the one batsman in the Pakistan team there. Everyone is keeping their eye on him. I have seen some articles in Australia before the Test series that they are expecting that Babar Azam will do a lot of runs there in the series. But questions that why Pakistan teams are always relying only the Babar Azam. The other players, why they are in the team. The openers, we have seen in the last all series. After the 90 decade, we have seen that the openers, they cannot perform there. But now, if the openers still they are failed to get some runs in the opening partnership, then it will be double pressure on the middle order because in Australia to bat is not easy. And the Babar Azam is the one, only the batsman who can manage very well the fast bowlers of Australia, Pat Cummins or Mitchell Starc. He's ability, but other batters, they have to do something. I can remember that the last series Shan Masood played well. He hasn't got any century in the last series, but he has batted well. 60 plus runs he has scored in two Test matches. So I hope that Shan Masood, he will do also well. He has an experience to bat against the fast bowlers. He has experience from the county cricket. So I think he will do also something. But Babar Azam, he will be the man batter of the Pakistan team, and Babar Azam definitely his ability to do it. But other batters, they have to do something because our middle order, I think Pakistan will go with openers Imam Ulaq and Abdullah Shafiq, and then Shah Masood at number 3, Babar at number 4, and then number 5, Saud Shakil. Now, the question, number 6, who will be the number 6 batsman? Rizwan or it will be Salman Ali Agha. So that will be the question, that if any specialist batsman is playing at number 6, then it will be an additional help to Babar Azam, because Babar Azam, he has to manage from the opening side and also the talenters. He will be the key of the Pakistan batting, and he has to play his anchor role in the Pakistan team, and we are expecting that Babar Azam will do something for the Pakistan in this series against Australia.
Certainly, Kashif bhai, I'll give Shan Masood the credit for having a poker face. He gave absolutely nothing away. The only thing he gave us was that Imam and Abdullah Shafiq, you know, that combination as openers, that means that he's coming at 3 and Babar's coming at 4. So that's where we know what things are happening. But then he opened a very critical debate where he said that Rizwan as a batter has got a lot of experience, Sarfaraz has got a lot of experience as a player. So, you know, we're stuck in trying to figure out that playing 11 of what should going to be.
I think the main confusion for Pakistan was the opening slot. Who is going to open the inning? Whether it is going to be Shan Masood, replacing either Imamul Haq or Abdullah Shafiq. So that is absolutely clear, because now they both are going to open the innings. One. Secondly, Shan Masood is going to come at number 3. But there is a twist in the tail. Now we have to see whether it is going to be Mohammad Rizwan or Sarfaraz, because either one of them is going to make his place in the team. Because I'm for sure that they both cannot come and they both cannot play. Now, the main point is that who is going to be the all-rounder, whether it is going to be a spinning all-rounder or a fast all-rounder. That totally depends on that particular day and that particular pitch, how the pitch is going to behave, whether it is going to be a supportive wicket for the fast bowler or for the spinner. I think that is the tricky decision for the captain. Now, coming back to the batsman, I think the Pakistan is very fortunate this time, because we've got 3 reliable batsmen in our slot. One is Abdullah Shafiq, Babar Azam and Saud Shakil. I think they 3 can make a difference for the team. The most important part for Babar Azam is, we all know that Babar Azam is a classic act, and he's a player that everybody is looking for. But Pakistan want him to play and anchor the inning, and maybe the whole team can revolve around Babar Azam. That is the main point. But coming back to Rizwan and Sarfaraz, I think maybe it is going to be Sarfaraz for the first match, because you remember against New Zealand, he was man of the series, so he is coming with that important series. Plus, he has performed very well in the domestic circuit in all these matches. So I think the main importance or focus is going to be on Sarfaraz playing instead of Rizwan. Then we've got 4 recognized batsmen. But you know, the best part is Saud Shakil can replace Babar Azam, Abdullah Shafiq can replace Babar Azam. So we've got 3 reliable batsmen, and Saud Shakil and Shan Masood, if he can perform well, and if he can, you know, contribute at least 50-60 runs in the team, that is going to be a big plus for Pakistan. But eyes on the batsmen, because we know that this time it is going to be a batsman day. Pakistan has to perform in the batting slot. Only then that pressure can be exerted on the opponents, yes. And then the bowlers can, you know, perform well for Pakistan.
Ali Mehdi, look, like I said, that Imam Abdullah, if they're opening, Shan at 3 and Babar at 4, that makes 4 confirmed spots. If that is the case, we're just being a bit hypothetical right now. I would definitely have Saud Shakil in my playing 11. I think he is the person that Pakistan need at that number 5-6 spot. That means that you've got 5 places, then you can either play one of Sarfaraz or Rizwan, because that would make 6. And then, of course, when you talk about 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, you've got the luxury of playing 4 fast bowlers and 1 spinner probably.
Yeah, if that is the case, I completely agree with you. We have to make sure that, you know, the first 4 spots, and when you're talking about Saud Shakil, I think it's this shouldn't be a topic of discussion regarding Saud Shakil. He was the man of the series in our last test series against Sri Lanka, and he's been an absolutely fantastic find. So I think he's going to come at number 5.
And just a small piece, Ali Mehdi, because Nathan Lyon is making a comeback. I want somebody technically sound, because he's the one to worry about over here.
Yeah, and the fact, and we have to remember one thing, is our majority of our batsmen are left-handed. So Nathan Lyon is just going to, you know, he's really going to cause a lot of havoc, because, you know, the right-handed spinner against the left-handed batsman, it's going to be very difficult for them to tackle. So and Nathan Lyon will have something to say. I mean, let's not forget, ever since he got injured, you know, England made that comeback in the Ashes, and they managed to win 2 of the last tests. I mean, the 3rd and the 5th test, and because of that, they actually made a comeback. So he'll have something to say. He's the GOAT when it comes to spinning tracks in Australia. He knows how to bowl in these conditions too. So it's going to be an absolute field day for him. But the thing with Pakistan is, you talk about the top 5 is completely guaranteed. Number 6 is going to be interesting. They're going to go for Rizwan or Sarfaraz. I would go for Rizwan, because he's actually playing very well right now, even though everyone knows I absolutely love Sarfaraz. Still, I would go for Rizwan. And then I think number 7, I've said it before, Amir Jamal has to play, because Amir Jamal is, you know, he gives you that bowling all-rounder, and we are playing at Optus Stadium. It's going to be a very pacey track, and he offers something with the bat too. So we've got to blood him in.
So Shaheen, Hassan Ali, Amir Jamal, who's the 4th one?
And then you have to go with 1 spinner. You have to go with 1 spinner in the form of Abrar. I would say that you have to have that spinner. So other than
3 fast bowlers, 1 spinner, not a 4th one.
No. I'm saying that you have Amir Jamal, you have Hassan Ali, you have Shaheen, and then you have 1 other bowler. I think they're going to go with Mir Hamza.
Yeah.
Mir Hamza would be, and then you could go
because the options are Mir Hamza, Wasim Junior, Khurram Shahzad, or Fahim Ashraf.
I would go for Mir Hamza, because Mir Hamza is the one who's been playing very well. He's been working very
very well hard and he's been playing domestic cricket, Ahmed. He's the one who's been playing most consistent domestic cricket along with Khurram Shehzad. Khurram Shehzad, the thing is that he's played very well, but because Mir Hamza has that experience and he's been playing Quaid-e-Azam Trophy, I would go for
I am, I'm appalled at that argument in Pakistan cricket. I think I always say that you got to give people from your domestic circuit chances. The guy's played 105 first-class games and he just played a handful of test matches. That's not the way it should have been. But I don't blame him. Maybe at the peak of his career, we never played him. And maybe playing him now might not turn out to be the result that we want. But that being said, 3 test match series starts on the 14th of this month. And then, of course, the second test match is a Boxing Day test match, which is historically significant as well. So we're going to be talking all about that. And then the third test match moves on to the 4th of January. That becomes the new year in 2024. All of these 3 test matches are a very important part of the ICC World Test Championship. Pakistan have got a real chance over here if they can pull off something that is a miracle. So we will be talking about this in the days to come as well. Now we take your focus to the Pakistan Super League, and the trade news is all over. And who's taking which player and which player is going to which team is all there in this report by Sabah. Let's take a look.
Pakistan Super League 9th edition draft is already on the horizon, and we anticipate some truly electrifying trades in this chapter of professional cricket. Naseem Shah has moved from Quetta Gladiators to Islamabad United is one of the most sensational trades of the PSL. After a tussle in which at least 3 teams competed for his signing, United won out, ending the battle for one of the most in-demand fast bowlers in Pakistan cricket. It is not officially yet confirmed that Naseem will be fully fit for the start of the PSL after a shoulder injury that ruled him out of the final part of the Asia Cup and all of the World Cup. In return, Abrar Ahmed and Mohammad Wasim Jr. have moved from United to Gladiators before the transfer window shut. Another major trade has been confirmed between the Quetta and Multan franchises. Multan traded Riley to Iftikhar in this mega trade. Both teams looked at their team combinations and the trade is perfectly matched up. In a sensational turn of events, Mohammad Amir departs from Karachi Kings seeking fresh legs at Quetta Gladiators. The trades and transfers in Pakistan Super League 9th edition have reshaped the team's dynamics, creating a competitive environment.
Well, there you have it. All you need to know about PSL trade news in this report by Sabah. But Sir Asim, it is an interesting time for Pakistan because it is one of their star-studded, glamorous tournament. So you've got all the optics and then you've got quality cricket combined as well. How do you see the PSL and all the trade news that is going on right now?
Yeah, there is a different story right now going on in a PSL trade. So let's see when the final, what they decided on the final setup, final teams and especially I hear a few things, but it's not yet confirmed. So we wait for a confirmation and then we will estimate for that.
I mean, because you're here, I just don't want to jinx it, but I would have loved to see Bas de Leede in the PSL.
Yeah.
He's been one of my favorite players throughout the World Cup.
No, he's a very good player. His father used to play with me, Tim the Light. Tim is playing. Tim was my captain as well, and the both are very good. His father was a very good player, and he's a very good prospect for Holland. I mean, he's doing wonderful jobs for Holland, but unfortunately, in this World Cup, he didn't perform what he have ability.
Yes, there was certainly something more. Sir Haider, now I understand that a lot of optics are there, but particularly Islamabad United bagging Naseem Shah has got to be the news because everybody was waiting where Naseem is going to go. And Ali Mehdi was just mentioning it during that report that I think Quetta's got a great deal. They've got Abrar and Wasim Jr., who are probably one of the 2 best bowlers in the PSL.
Yeah, exactly. I think why they have done a great deal because Naseem Shah's fitness is still not 100%, and therefore they are thinking about that. If the Naseem Shah will not be available for a whole season, then it will be useless. So therefore they have decided to go with the Wasim Jr. and Wasim Jr. is fully fit 100%, and he will be available for all the season. And Abrar Ahmed, a good spinner. Islamabad, they have not utilized exactly, but Quetta Gladiators, they need someone, a good spinner. I think he is the available spinner only, so they have done it. Naseem Shah, we have to see how he will perform there in Islamabad United, if he will be available. He is the one of the best bowler in Pakistan cricket, and what he has ability to bowl nicely in the T20 cricket. So we have to see, and we have to wait if he's available. But I think Ali Mehdi is exactly 100% right that they have done a great deal, Quetta Gladiators.
Well, I think it's a great deal because, like I said, Kashif, if there is any chance that Naseem is not playing, it might just turn the other way for Islamabad United.
Well, that is going to be a different story altogether. If Naseem is not playing, then definitely they have got a very good deal, Quetta Gladiators. But I think if Naseem is playing, then they have made a big mistake, because Naseem was the main bowler for Quetta Gladiators. Quetta Gladiators has been a weak team in the last few seasons, so they wanted to have some good players inclusion in their team, but they have not done that. Regarding Wasim Jr., I am not so comfortable with Wasim Jr. because Wasim Jr. has not been a very great prospect for either for Islamabad United or for the Pakistan team. Ibrar, he is a new inclusion. So we still have to see how he performs, because he is a mystery bowler and he can be a tricky person when it comes to spin bowling. So that can be an inclusion. But talking about Riley Russo, I've heard that he has left Multan Sultan, so that is a big loss for Multan Sultan, because he has been their key player playing for Multan Sultan and getting big runs. So that is also a big loss, I think, for Multan Sultan. But all in all, I think it is going to be a different story altogether this new season. It is going to bring new faces, and it is going to have different games, exciting games, and this is exactly what we want from PSL, because we want our new talent emerging from PSL, and this is how it is going to happen, because all these players, they need to learn how to play with different combinations, with different players, with different country mates, so that they can have that experience which is required ultimately for the Pakistan team.
Well, Ali Mehdi, Kashifi mentions a very important point. I want you to talk about the Naseem Shah perspective, but then again also mention Riley Rousseau. I think that's going to be a big loss, because he was certainly one of the players who is in current form right now.
Look, I think that this is a huge coup for Quetta Gladiators. Why? Actually, it was Riley Russo who actually helped them win their maiden trophy way back in this season 4, when they actually won their first trophy. So I think this is a major coup for Quetta Gladiators. He knows, Quetta Gladiators knows his strengths. He's already played with them. He's also very comfortable with them. So it's a big, win for them. Whereas for Multan Sultans, I think it's a big loss for them, because look, he's one of the major reasons that they made 3 consecutive finals. They won in way back in edition number 6, and then 8 and 9 they became runners up, and that is because of Riley Russo performing so well throughout the tournament. So it's a big loss for them. Other than that, I think they've actually gotten Iftikhar is a good player, but Riley Russo is the sort of a player who plays up top. He plays at number 3. He actually steadies the flow. He can change gears and everything, and he's the sort of anchor which you need. So I think this is a big win for Quetta Gladiators. And whereas we were talking about the other big trade, we were talking about Abrar and Mohammad Wasim Jr. I'd beg to differ. I think Mohammad Wasim Jr. was a shining light for Pakistan in the World Cup in the last few matches. You talk about against Bangladesh, he was brilliant. Against New Zealand, where we went all over the park, he got 3 for 60. So he's really matured as a bowler. I think his batting, we really don't need to talk about his batting, because he's been bowling very well. And then at the same time, Abrar has a point to prove. Abrar wasn't played for any of the matches in the World Cup. He was obviously in the reserve. So I think he's been working very hard for his bowling. So that's why I think that it's a great deal for Quetta Gladiators, and it's for Islamabad United. Like I said, Naseem Shah, we've seen him practicing indoors. He's still under rehab. We've got about 2 months, just over 2 months till this PSL begins. So whether he'll be fit or not, who knows? But the thing is, will he be on 100% efficiency? That's one thing which it's too early to say.
Ali Mehdi, have you picked your side for this year's season?
Yeah, definitely. It has to be Quetta Gladiators.
Oh,
I
I'm
have
a
to
loyal
say-
Quetta fan.
No, no, I mean, obviously Multan, but Quetta Gladiators is because, look, Ahmed, ever since season 4, when they won the trophy in season 4, they've been absolutely in the dumps since then. 5th or 6th position ever since then. They haven't even gone above 5th, 6th, and 6th position for the past 5 editions. So, I mean, they have to improve this time. Surfraz will be under a lot of pressure because, and this franchise has taken a lot of stick over the past few years because they just can't get out from the basement of the PSL. So I think that this could be, they've done some great deals this time. They're working very hard in the trades. I think one thing also we have to talk about is how big the PSL has become. We never used to talk so much in previous years, Ahmed, about how big the trades used to be, but it shows how much the PSL has evolved, that we're talking about the trades before the draft too. So it just shows that PSL has become a huge brand and it's a true shining light for Pakistan.
Certainly. Kashif bhai, have you decided on the team that you're going to be supporting for the
Yes,
next
I'm
season?
sticking with Islamabad United
Home
as
boy.
always. As always. I'm relying on them, and maybe, you know, with the inclusion of
Imad Wasim.
Imad Wasim, that can give a strength to Islamabad United. But you know, Islamabad United overall is a very good competitive team, provided all the players are available and they are playing for the side, because that is the main problem for Pakistan. Because we have seen many a times that Alex Hayes not available. All other players, they play for few matches, then they go back, then come again. So that can be a difficult situation
Absolutely.
for Pakistan. But all in all, I think Islamabad United,
Certainly.
better team.
Sir Asim, I think it would be a cliche to ask you, but I understand once you're from Lahore, you're forever from Lahore. So who are you supporting this season?
Obviously, I'm going for Lahore Qalandar as well because I used to be a coaching in a coaching panel time ago. So as always, I go.
And Ahmed, what about you? Who are you supporting?
I'm just going to come to that, but first of all, let me just go to Sir Haider. Your pick in the PSL the next season.
I think Islamabad United is looking in this 9th season a better team than others, and I hope that Islamabad United they will do for the fans.
Oh, well, it's been interesting, but since Ali Mehdi has put me in a difficult position where I have to bite this bullet, and I'm going to be very honest, I'm going with Lahore Qalandars this season again. Like I said, you know, once you get a taste of what victory feels like in the Lahore camps, then you got to stay there as well. And I think there's still a side that is going to surprise many. But that being said, Sir Asim, Kashif Shabir, Ali Mehdi, and Sir Sayyid Haider, thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining
Thanks.
us. It's been a splendid show. Of course, we've talked about all the details regarding the PSL and as well. But I've also got to tell you that the Pakistan women's team has made history. They've beaten New Zealand for the very first time in history in T20 internationals in 9 games. Congratulations to our girls in green. They're making us proud, and hopefully with 2 matches more to go in this series, they win the T20 series, and then they've got 1 days to look up to as well. So we're very excited that they're going to get the job done. That being said, that wraps it up from me and the entire team of Sports Extra. It's goodbye for now.